Let's begin the night with some scenes at 80s Pop Music, a monthly event held every last Saturday of the month at Bar 35 with DJ Rhombus, DJ Nocturna, and Lana Saldania. Some of the beautiful vampires came down this evening to see the band Cho-Cho perform. The rock band Cho-Cho features Marty Curton on vocals and guitar, Byron Lyon percussion, Milan Bertosa on lead guitar and vocals, James Ganecco on drums. Most notably, 3 out of the 4 members of Cho-Cho all played together in Hat Makes the Man, Hawaii's post-punk alternative power pop band from the 80s.
Miss Vamp Hawaii, the reality show, is sponsored by the new Otani Kaimana Beach Hotel, protected by Diamond Head and nestled next to Kapiolani Park. Chromaco, Hawaii's fine art printer, located at 866 Ivalea Road. MaliaInHawaii.com, belly dancer in paradise. Blank Canvas, located at 1145 Bethel Street. AlohaGraphic.com, conveniently located at 64 South Hotel Street. Closed captioning provided by DJ Nocturna and Lana.com. Now let's get to meet some of our Miss Vamp Beauty contestants, starting with Alexis.
My name is Alexis Static. The X in the middle of my name is silent. And I'm running for Miss Vamp Hawaii this year. I'm a hairstylist. Yes, I make people beautiful every day. I've been doing my own hair since I was like 16. 14 really, but my mom wouldn't let me do it myself until I was 16. So I've just always been interested in changing hair and the way people look and how and later on too, when I actually started doing other people's hair, I realized it made people feel better about themselves and happier. And I really like that aspect of doing hair, is that I could take someone's bad mood about themselves, and just by curling their hair or something, they suddenly had more confidence in themselves. Some of my best memories are usually 4th of July's. That's always been a big time with family and friends, and fireworks. Fireworks are just so cool. Who invented them? I don't know. I wish I could shake his or her hand. They're awesome. And let's see. We used to travel a lot because my mom was a writer. I loved that. We would go to all these different places in our big car, and we'd visit monuments, but not the typical ones. We'd find the ones that hardly anybody knew about. Somewhere in the Midwest, there's a place where the world's largest Hershey chocolate is, and we went and checked that out. Those are some of my best memories, just traveling around the whole of the United States. When I was younger, I did a regular pageant, and I did pretty good. I was in Miss Carson City Junior, so it's pretty special. It just wasn't what I thought it was, you know? It was just a whole bunch of pretty girls doing things and being told what to say and stuff. And then, so when I found out Miss Vamp Hawaii, and it was about being yourself and embracing your dark side, and it's alternative, and obviously I'm alternative, so that's what I liked about it, is that you can be yourself. True. A lot of the the previous contestants have formed a bond, but they have all been pretty nice and welcoming to me so far. Yeah, and a lot of the newer girls too. There's actually a lot of new girls this season. So, but they're all cool.
I haven't really had a chance to get to know Alexis, but I'm really looking forward to getting to know her more in this 4th year. I love her hair. It's all the colors of the rainbow. And you grow up thinking about the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And I have to agree with her in regard to the hair aspect of it all and how it changes the way somebody feels. Even Cora. I mean, she gets groomed. Yeah, there's something interesting that happens to your personality when you walk out of us, and it's kind of like a little commercial you have in your cute little head when you go to school or you're going to your workplace or you're meeting somebody with your first little hair shape cut. So she's right on it if she can sense that there's a change that happens from the minute they sit in a chair and she's the hairdresser, and when they leave there's a definite difference in regard to the personality of somebody.
Yeah, the pageant, yeah, she does, she really, she did talk about the pageant, Miss Vamp Hawaii, and it is very unique in its own way. I didn't know that about her, that she ran for other pageants, but now that I do, yeah. Miss Vamp is certainly a different type of pageant. Well, what else did she say? Just leave Cora there. What
No,
else did
because the car is my dog.
Okay. I know she's your dog, but...
Hey, yeah. Sit down.
Our next beautiful vampire contestant for Miss Vamp Hawaii 2013 is Emma.
I am making beef stew. Yeah, there's a lot of wine in it, so needless to say, it's really good. But it's really tasty, and it's like my husband's favorite thing that I make, so. I've been pretty big on cooking ever since I was little, because it was just me and my mom when I was growing up, and we didn't have a whole lot of money, so what my mom did was she always, made stuff from scratch and made soups and lots of soups because it was cheaper that way. So that's how I learned to cook. My mom has multiple sclerosis, which is basically a disease of the central nervous system, and the way it affects everyone differently. So no person with MS really ever has the same symptoms as another person with MS. So the way it affected my mom was her balance and her memory were the biggest things. And she's, there are other things, like she gets tired really easily and things. Like I said, when I was growing up, I had to learn how to do things that most kids don't really do. Like, I was making my own lunches when I was in kindergarten and doing my own hair badly until I figured it out. And just things like that. And she never remarried after my dad died, so it was just the two of us. And, we're really close because I was all she had and she was all I had. So, but unfortunately she's on the mainland right now, so I don't see her as much as I would like, maybe like once a year, sometimes twice a year. I'm so glad that we at least have a good relationship, because I think like a lot of girls, especially nowadays, they just don't have a great relationship with their mom or their dad or both. So life, but I firmly believe that in life it's all about the little things. My mom, just telling me that she would always accept me for whatever it was I wanted to be, like she would never judge me. Even if she didn't agree with what it was I ended up doing, she would always be there for me, is basically what I'm trying to say. And I didn't appreciate it as much when I was younger, but I do a lot more now because I see a lot of parents, you know, maybe judging their kids or just they can't accept what their kids want to do, especially for someone like me that, what do you like to do for fun? I like to dress up like a vampire, you know, but my mom never once said, why do you want to do that? Like, why aren't you a lawyer, you know? So that was probably one of the most memorable things, and she's repeated that the whole time I was growing up, and she still tells me that now, so it's good. Because I've been like involved with Nocturna's events and things like that for longer than maybe a few of the girls, not most of them by any means, but enough to where I've met some of the girls and I don't feel like an outsider, which is nice. But the good thing with this group of girls too is that you don't really feel like an outsider for long, because they're like the girls that have been doing it for a while, and they're kind of like the mama bear, you know, like, hey, let me take you under my bat wing. And then you have the newbies that are maybe a little bit shy, and then you have the newbies like me that are just like, I'm new and I don't care, I'm gonna figure it out as I go along. So it's really accepting. That's what I like about it.
I'm noticing the one theme that is resonating with all of the vampires, this being the 4th year, and there seems to be a nice bond with a parent, and with Emma, you know, she's got this endearing thing with cooking, as you can see, and it's lovely about the soup and her experiences and her bonding with her parent, and the fact that she shared that her mother has MS and struggling with that, and she was a major help with her mother. I feel that women naturally have the ability to be caregivers and maternal and to be loving. And I think that's the beauty about this pageant. Good luck to Emma. And I hope her mother's doing fine too.
So Emma, you know, I first met Emma at 80s Pop Music. This is the monthly event that we have at Bar 35. I was having an event called the Seven Deadly Sins Fashion Show, and ironically, I think she's Roman Catholic too, so it was kind of funny. But yeah, that's when I first met her, and you know, her footage was interesting because, you know, she talked about her being different, and I could relate to that because I'm also different in my family, and I'm probably the most unique in the family. You know, my mother's also accepting of what I do and everything else, so, you know, she accepts the fact that I wear black. I'm the only one in my family who wears black, and, you know, that I'm a vampire, and we have that similarities. Looking forward to this year's show with Emma.
Now let's meet our next Miss Vamp Hawaii contestant, Chelsea.
am Chelsea Smith. I am 21 years old and a college student living in Hawaii. Yes, it is my first year participating in the pageant. Like, they're really amazing, very different personalities, eccentric personalities, but I actually look forward to, you know, getting to know them, having fun together. Most darkest moment was when my mother was going through a divorce. The family was getting all involved in stuff that wasn't really their business. So during their divorce, I went ahead and lived with my grandmother. And I was really depressed being away from my family because I was about 14, 15, you know. I was very attached to my mom. My mom was my best friend, still is. Anyways, so while I was living with my grandmother, I was really depressed. I really was mopey, you know, like straight up probably had clinical depression, and I decided that I would go run track. Running and the endorphins helped me get through that. Well, I've been in a situation where I, you know, went without food because growing up we were very, very poor, and then even though we were really poor, we would still volunteer at homeless shelters, at food drives. So I still like to do it because it reminds me, you know, how I felt when people would assist me and my family. I used to do beauty pageants back in my small little hometown because there really wasn't much other things to do. But I loved the dressing up part, but I didn't really care that it was all about like, ooh, beautiful and who knows who. And so I'm glad that I'm doing this because it's a strange concept. But it pulls on this other side. It pulls on the opposite, you know, because even though it's still a beauty pageant, it's not the normal beauty.
Well, you know, Chelsea, well, she's, you know, she's, I think she's one of the youngest vampire contestants that we have from Miss Vamp. And, you know, she's like similar to the other girls. You know, her mother's her best friend, and she did talk, which I totally am very impressed about. You know, she's the artist also. The things I have to also agree with her as well is her concept that this pageant is definitely different. You know, it is a different concept compared to the typical, you know, beauty pageant. She's also the altruistic type. You know, she's done some volunteer work, which is also wonderful. I mean, it's nice to hear that. You know, she's very young, and I'm glad she has that, you know, that beautiful quality about her.
I really love what Chelsea said about how she got into running in regard to her parents' divorce and depression, and what she talked about is this very sad and difficult thing, especially for a child to go through. mother and helping her mother in regard to her siblings and cooking and caring for the siblings. She does it so effortlessly. When she's speaking about it, she's not complaining. She's actually, it's almost as if though she's writing a song, and she's so young, and that's a big chunk of her day. And I really admire that, because this is probably why she can identify with Miss Vamp Hawaii, because of her dark passion and the beauty coming from inside in her energy. Don't miss next week's episode of Miss Vamp Hawaii, the reality show.
You have it?
Yep.
Hey, come out here, Cora. Cora, come here.
Come here. Cora, get on the Cora.
Come on. Okay, go on the sofa. Go over there, sofa. Cora, come here.
Okay,
Good
just
girl.
write this recording now.
Go over there.
You have to go over this recording now.
Okay, go.
Hi. Okay, 12 seconds.
Did it end on 12 seconds?
That's good, and now.
Oh my God. We really just stretched that.
Okay, that's it. Alright.